room. We got a room full. On the first, got to shout out my wife, man, lovely wife, Lawana Ellaby. Thank you, baby, for
Hey, Miss
coming.
Ella B.
Baby girl came in
Yes.
there. Thank you, Sonia, for coming in. Baby girl was
Yes.
in, but she has working on some homework. Freshman in college now. We're gonna start
Word
calling
up.
her Doc, man. Pre
That's what's up.
dentistry. Yeah, yeah. So
All right now.
16 years old. Anyway, all right. So look, today is Friday, September 18th, 2020, in the year of COVID, and this is the market wrap up with JD and Mo. What's good, brother?
Um, Everything, man. Life
Okay.
is great, man. It's a great day, great Friday. Um, it's great, man.
Well, I just want to thank everybody just that made it in here tonight. I want to first got to have a good show for you. First thing I want us to do, I'm big on visualization. I know Mo's big on that, affirmations. I want us to just take a moment in 15 seconds. I mean, I'm going to close my eyes, but well, I do keep my eyes open when sometimes when I pray, man, like at Thanksgiving, and it's always a cousin that I can look across at and get them to laugh, man. And I that's just me. I can't help it. And God knows. Okay, He does know who I am. Okay, look, I want us to visualize. We take that 15, 20 seconds to visualize yourself as the person in your wildest dreams, who you want to be, whether it's a year from now, 5 years from now. We'll set that timetable later, but you visualize that person. And then the next thing you're going to do in your mind, you're sending yourself a message like, look, I'm preparing to meet you more than halfway. I'm working on myself. I'm learning, investing. I'm studying. I'm working on my health. I'm my body, my family. Um, you just and in your mind, you just let yourself know, your future self know that you're doing the things necessary that will impress them when you guys meet each other. You're gonna meet yourself in the future instead of like looking back and say, hey, if you could tell your 15-year-old self something, what would you tell it? Well, we're doing it now. We're doing that right now. So let's just take that 15 seconds you know, and let's roll with it. Uh, and one more thing was prayers out. Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed as well. Cleo just passed that message along too, so um, just prayers and let's just focus real quick and then we'll get started. I believe in it. All right, I'm with it. I have my eyes closed too and everything, man. So guys, we're moving towards financial freedom as our goal. Um, don't worry about those who don't believe in what you're doing. Whether you're trying to you're investing long term, which I strongly, strongly, strongly support. And if you're attempting to trade, begin trading options, which I'm a strong proponent of, but I'm also a proponent of the proper foundation, the proper education. Worst case scenario, save the money instead of going into the options market and let's put that money into strong stocks. How do you feel about that, Mo? Rather than just diving in, and since it's so easy to get into it with Robinhood, Webull, and the other platforms.
Well, I don't know. I guess on one hand, like I'm like, yeah, take your time and go with stocks, but at the
Well,
same
no, I
time,
mean
like,
until you while you're studying,
oh, while you're
to
studying, I mean,
because but
even while
without
you're
just throwing the money in there without having a
that's
plan.
that's the point that I was gonna get to. Like
Okay.
options is something that you necessarily have to wait to get into. You should just make sure you get into it with a plan. Get into it with some knowledge of, how options work, and what is considered, a reasonable, um, at least, reasonable risk reward for what you're doing. Like folks, I've seen folks just pick options and okay, because it's gonna go here, but with no, no background, no rhyme or reason, and no risk management in picking the option. So, at
That's
least
yeah.
I have a plan to get with, people that know what they do.
Well, that I couldn't say it any better. if I tried, brother. I mean, I had my giraffe ears joke the other day. That hit hard, man. It had people worried and everything. It's like, said those options prices were high as giraffe, and I paused it.
Ears.
Giraffe ears. But all the comedians can say it and get away with it. But okay, in the chat bar, guys, I would please. I'm going to show you guys today the FinViz screener. The thing about FinViz is it's a free website, and it's a lot of information on here. And what I'd like for you to do is just after I show you the screener, maybe throw a stock in the chat bar, and I'll use one. But I want to show you one of the things that I like to do on FinViz. I don't really use screeners a lot, but sometimes I've noticed recently the stocks have been channeling. A lot of the stocks that I've really kind of gravitated to have been in a channel recently. And FinViz has a lot of things that you can look at. You can look at top losers, oversold, overbought, but you can also look for patterns. And let's go. I'm going to show you how to go through and kind of search for certain stocks. So I'm going to go just a basic channel, not channel up or channel down. We're going to go channel, which is a horizontal channel. And you guys are seeing my screen, I hope. The FinViz. You seeing that, Mo?
Yep.
Okay. Now we go here, go to overview. Click overview. We want to get the stock page. We don't want the charts yet. If you look down here, we have 3 pages of stocks and 20 on each page. Let's just cut this down. We need to filter this. So we click on the filters. And so you see what pops down. Now let's go to the far right. This is my first thing that I click on. I want a stock or a company that is optionable and shortable. Now the prices, Mo and I we rarely deal in penny stocks, which are under 5 or even under 10. Now I do deal with those if there's a lot of caveats, like PACB is one I'm really have embraced. AMD was once a penny stock, but it had, there's certain criteria. And as we move, I'm going to go over $30. All right, as I did that, that wiped out the list. That filtered my list, but let's just keep it big. We'll go over 10. The list is still large. It's down to 1 page. Now the next move we do, I like to make sure my average volume, I prefer it over 750 a day, 750,000 a day, because we're looking for liquidity. And we just wiped down that page. We filtered it all the way down. Now, these stocks are in channels right now. So Xerox, let's look at Xerox. That's something that I could add to my list. That channel actually looks good. Now, what we do is we vet it on here, but then I vet it on my charts. I'm on Thinkorswim. Next one is Spirit Aerosystems. The airlines, aerospace has a chance to begin picking up. So that's something that I might look at as well. 5.9, I think Mo brought this up the other day. Someone asked about that. And we go down here, that chart, that doesn't make the cut. Globus right now, even though it has filled a gap, let's kind of wait on that. PBCT, I don't know much about that. Let me go back. PBCT, banks, regional banks. I've kind of been watching those since COVID began. And Spotify. We all know about Spotify. It's sold off a great deal, but it's found some type of support. But okay, we have your list. Now, if you want to dig deeper, you can go here and find out what a stock is. Like, let's say 5.9 right now. You click on 5.9, it gives you the chart. You scroll down, and if someone mentions a stock to you, you see it in the chat room, before you go hopping into it, most of us do a lot of research. You guys hop on Yahoo Finance or Benzinga, MarketWatch, wherever. When you do that, you also want to find out what other stocks are doing in that particular industry or sector. Now, we know 5.9 is on the NASDAQ. It's in the technology sector. That's too broad. Let's go a little bit further and find out what this does. Software infrastructure. So we go down, we go down here, and we know 5.9, together with its subsidiaries, provides cloud software for contact centers. So the cloud security, cloud software is big right now. Larry Williams, shout out to Larry. That's his area. Mo Jackson and I released the cloud security stock report this past month, this month actually. So it's something that we've studied. But click on the middle one right here where it says software infrastructure. That's going to take us to the industry or the subsector. And remember when that chart pulled up previously, we had like 3 pages. Now we have 5. And I want to filter this down again. We go through our filters, optionable, shortable. I want to go this time price over 30. And the reason I'm going over 30, that it seems like that's a comfortable number for me. I can find options that are that that are moving, that have volume, and they're not out of price range for me either. So I'm confident with that. Let's go with the volume. Average volume is over 750,000. Guys, I'm giving y'all the keys to one castle. This is your screener. You don't have to pay for those services all the time. And sometimes it helps. But it also helps if you pay for a service, you can vet what comes through there. Now it went from 5 pages to 2. If we'd like it, I could go. Where is it? There's another set. I can go current volume. I can go over 500,000, over 750,000, down to 2. And I want to do the volume like this. Highest volume. And I'm just going to stick with that. Let's go for 1 million. It seems like these guys are pretty heavy. Down to 1 page, we have 20. And the prices are, I don't really want to do market cap, but we could. You can sort by market cap, the highest market cap. And Microsoft's up there, Adobe, Oracle. These are all quality companies. I've never heard of VMware, but Splunk, Big Data, selling off, Okta. Oh, these are all the cloud securities. So we're in this subsector. You have enough on this page to research for an entire weekend. I look at charts, but I also look at the data, and then I also look at volume. So that's just one of the ways that I do it when I want to screen. And this is finviz.com. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. I think most of us are. But let me put this in just the web. It's basic, finviz.com. And you go there, and that's it. That's how I screen if I'm not really just locked in on my baskets of stocks. Let me go back to the page, to the charts, and then I'll let Mo step in. But Mo, how do you feel about the screeners, man? Because the screener in Thinkorswim it has never been, I don't know, it didn't work well for me. I don't work well with it. And I don't want to pay for a screener. I don't want to do that.
I don't use screeners, so I wouldn't be able to
Right.
add much to that conversation. So, I mean, screeners, I guess, if the type of person that's coming in looking for, um, I don't know if I don't know. It may the way I would, I guess, if I would use a screener is if I see something about an industry or about a sector that I'm not familiar with, and I want to kind of dig in and see what companies are in there that I can continue studying. I may do that, but most of mine are like bottom up. I find my companies first and then research them from there.
Well, hey, y'all, let's do this for Mo. Let's look. We're gonna tell Mo this one. Hey, Mo, you always spot. You tend to spot. Let me find it, man. Let me find one for you. You find double bottoms all the time, brother. It's like I don't really use screeners, but if I'm seeing a particular pattern over and over again,
Mhm.
sometimes I'll try to. I hadn't done it in a while, but just today I did it because I keep seeing stocks in the channels, and those are the ones that are breaking out. And then on the other side of things, um, I've continued to see the Head and Shoulders pattern.
Mhm.
And like right here, this got one. This is showing the Head and Shoulders right now. Now, that doesn't mean I prefer us to find Head and Shoulders on our own, but like for fat, that you rarely see a Head and Shoulders pop up on like a screener. But
Mm.
um, we've
That's what I noticed with those is that I mean, they're there, but they're not always definite. Like I like them, and then I also notice, like for me, um, sticking with the companies that I know. If I go down to a 4 hour or 1 hour chart, like all of those formations that I'm familiar and I'm used to seeing are gonna show up somewhere in that
right,
chart.
right.
So, I could still use that knowledge and apply it to a company that I'm familiar with already.
Well, Randy from across town said, "Well, hey Mo, we're just starting out. We don't have a basket of stocks like you, brother. I, I'm not as good as you yet, brother. So, you know, but the point is, Mo comes back. We go Dow 30, we go
Yep.
Nasdaq 100,
Yep.
we go
That's
big caps.
130 stocks you can start with out of the five, 10,000 or whatever, depending on
Yeah,
which.
and the key that you can go with the key gainers, the volume movers. But when you're first starting out, you're going to gravitate to penny stocks naturally because it's the cheapest, and you're going to
Yep.
gravitate to ways to find because you don't know how to build your baskets yet, and it it's not that hard once you do it. But you can even start with FANG stocks, just the FAANG. Facebook, with Apple, Amazon, Netflix, who just got hammered, and Google, and
Mm.
then you can go from there. But let's just say one more time, before, and I'm gonna pass this mic off to you, man.
So, good.
Let's say you're trying to build your basket, and you say I'm gonna start with the FANG stock, and my favorite stock that I really like. Um, let's just say I like Amazon, and I click Amazon, and I'm not worried about the pattern. I'm looking to build it up. So we know it's a consumer cyclical. That's the sector. And the industry, internet retail. I'm gonna click internet retail. I have 2 pages. I'll go optionable, shortable, and I want you guys to remember this. I mean, until you start building your stock, because you build your list and you keep your baskets. And I'll show you a few baskets. Um, Average volume. Let's go a million. See if we filter this down. We're already down to 12, down to 9, and these are the key. And you do this once, and you'll know who they are. Amazon, Baba, Chewy, um, Carvana. I hadn't even paid attention to Carvana, but um, eBay, Etsy, anyway. But like Overstock, these are all consumer cyclicals, and then you can know the country that it's in. I just want when you're first starting out, sometimes as you do your research, this can just be another tool in your tool chest.
Mhm.
If you want to avoid companies from China, just in case we do some, I don't know, the tariffs hit, and those companies tend to become negatively affected when the administration goes against it. So, that's just how I want to work with that, man. And let me pass that ball off to you, Mo, and see what we got, man.
All right. I wanted to talk about something a little bit different this evening, but before that, Chris asked in the chat, what sites do we use for analyst reports? Um, I'm wary about analyst reports too. Like I read them, but like I'm how I think about information that I receive. I know that um, I consider the source and the source's intention as well. So I know that the analyst's intention is to make me believe everything is rosy with the stock. So, like when I'm researching a company or the markets, I don't necessarily look at analyst reports or look for like a list of analyst reports. I stick more with um, like an investment bank or a particular fund or family of funds, like Fidelity. That's one of the main ones I use. I use Fidelity, and so when I'm ready to do some research, I'll go to my Fidelity research and I'll see what reports they have on the company that I'm looking for. And usually they'll provide different, a bunch of different. And well, I know Fidelity does. Well, I have an account with Fidelity, so for me, yeah, you can. If you don't have an account with them, then it probably won't be. But if you have a um, major brokerage, if you have like a Fidelity or TD Ameritrade, I think maybe Schwab or something like that, then you should be able to have access to analyst reports through your brokerage. UK. That's a good question. I have to check up on that. Well, I'll look into that and see. But if you have a major brokerage in the UK that I can't, maybe Barclays, I don't, something like that. Then yeah, you should be able to get analyst reports. Other than that, um, like I said, I look at different hedge funds or mutual fund families that I like or respect, and I'll read their reports or their managers' reports. So, um, as far as a list, though, no, I'm sorry, I wouldn't be able to help with that.
All right, bro.
So what I wanted to talk about, I seen a post in, in a group. I'm not gonna name the group because I don't really remember, but I seen a post in the group, and somebody was like, the market fell today, so I think I should buy calls because it'll go up by next week, and the SPY do all right, so I'm gonna just buy calls today and be okay. And so the economist in me just really wanted to share with you some data and information that I've seen. And uh, some of my DCG people that are on this call be like, "Dad, keep beating this horse again." But yeah, I'm beating this horse again. So I went back, kind of while we were out. I was looking at the spider, the S&P 500 spider. As you can see, I'm back all the way to 1995, and I'm on a 2-week chart. You can do a monthly, but it's a little for these purposes. It's easier to see on the 2-week chart. But historically, due to structural uh, changes in the market, due to certain things that mutual fund managers and hedge fund managers have to do, and have to do with their funds and accounts, the market has a tendency to be volatile and negative in the end of September, beginning of October. And so, um, like, this is something that like I said, for my group, I've been talking about a lot, but I wanted to kind of show, a little from, if one way that you can kind of get an idea of seasonalities, and you can do this for stocks, you can do it for indexes, but it's a good way to get an idea of possible seasonalities or tendencies within a month, or if you did like throughout the week, you do look at tendencies throughout the day. But what I did was basically looked at all of the September candles. These are all 2-week price candles. So this is the price action for 2 weeks worth of um, market action. And so I picked 2 weeks because a month is usually 4 weeks. So 2 weeks, so we could look at the first half of the month and then the second half of the month. And so when looking at the end of September, going, like I said, I'm all the way back. This is 94. Um, I won't bore you as much and go through every single year, but going back through here, and you can go back and double check on your own. The second week of September has a tendency to be um, either down or very flat, in October as well. So I just wanted to show a few of these um, tickers so you can see. Here's October '09. That was I'm sorry, September 96. That one was up a little bit, but we go to September. Here was the beginning of October where we started going down. Um, in 97, let's see, 98, we had a down September here, this candle here, second week of September, 99, second week of September. Well, the first week was down, the middle week was down in September, and the end kind of came up, but still didn't really clear above that candle, and then we still went down in October. Um, September here in 2000, in 2001, we were down. 2002, down here at on the second week. So I mean, you can go through all of these. There are a few of these that where September was up. So like it's not like every single one. And depending on what year you're looking at, September was down again in '05. I didn't look at '04. Second week was lower than the first week in September. And then October pushed it down. So I just, I'm a big proponent, DCG, we're big proponents of cycles and seasonalities and, um, you know, just things being um, in in a cycle or, the things repeat,
Well,
uh,
you
especially
always talk
within the
about the
market.
memories.
I mean that these prices have memories, and not only the prices have memories, people have memories. These markets are. I mean, here's 2008, of course, 2008, but like the price, not just the prices have memories. This one was flat. That well, no, we were up just a little bit. Um, we were up just a little bit here. But not only prices have memories, we were down here, but people have memories, and this market is controlled, and ran by people. Even, the algorithms and the algo trading is still here into September started. Well, this started to go down here. Even people uh, create those algorithms and write those programs. So, it's nothing new under the sun. People, man has not changed. Greed and fear are the two things that push this market and will always continue to push this market. And so, just understanding, first of all, that tendency, but then also understanding, here we go, the end of September again, 2014, understanding the structural necessities of um, mutual funds and hedge funds, and how for tax reasons they have to rebalance September and October. So like it's all of that kind of comes to a head. So I just wanted to show, here we go, into September 2016 we started to go down again in October. um, when I
He's
talk
using
about,
Trading View, guys.
oh
That's
yeah, and this is Trading View.
a free service, free website.
September 17, we were a little up in 2017. 2018, September fell in 2018. I remember that one. That was September, October, and that was the whole quarter almost. And then 2019, I think we were up. Just no, we were down in 2019 as well. So out of all of those years, going back to '94, I just went through most of them. I probably skipped 4 years or so, but y'all saw clearly that the end of September has a tendency to be down. Um, and I'm, looking at where we are now, like I don't see why, that would be different. I could say that possibly the end of the uh, month selling could have happened up at the beginning of the month. That's
Hmm.
that's possible. That's something that I will be looking out for next week to see if we maintain these areas as support. Because that could happen. This could be the selling that happened because we were at highs. So that's possible. That's plausible. I'll be definitely looking at least for the S&P 500 or the Spider to see if we maintain this support at the 328 level. If we break this though, like 315, 310, possibly 300 with these support levels. Well, and maybe not even that much, but like I said, you can see the tendency in the weakness in the end of September and the beginning of October. So, if you've been in part of my stuff and you've heard me say, I'm waiting until November before I make, any major moves, into October, November. I mean, this is why. I mean, the market has a tendency for a reason. The mutual funds flush out and then buy back through all this mayhem at the end of October, beginning of November for the Santa Claus rally. And I'm gonna do what them billionaire companies do too, so I can be on the flip on the good side. So, um, that's one of just I guess one of the main things I wanted to show was that and kind of explain that the market does have seasonalities and we can't predict the markets, but we can forecast them pretty well. Um, DCG
You
basketball.
can prepare. You
you
can
can
prepare for.
you can forecast and prepare very well. And like I
Uh,
said, if you go through this process with a stock and you notice that certain months of the year are always up, you can start from now forward to prepare for those months of the year. Save up, 500, 1,000, whatever, $10,000, however your pocket's looking. Save up a little bit, and then at that point, go strong. Because if it had that tendency, why wouldn't it repeat? Definitely, keep your risk management in place. Don't just throw it out there and leave it. But if the market, you know, that's another thing or a trait of successful traders, billionaire traders. I see, they stick with their few stocks that they know, and they take advantage of the stars and what happens, dealing with cycles and seasonality. So, um,
let's
that was
tell me
good.
this, Mo. Okay, so let's say we don't have traders, we have long-term investors. Um, I'm I'm big on for them from the standpoint of everyone, if to not wait it out like if you want to get started and you research a company because you can do enough research to a point to where it's analysis paralysis. You know, okay, well this company is this. This analyst said no, they were just downgraded. Blah blah blah. If I can't, you have to have your why. We always say that. But if you're studying and you research it and you you like McDonald's, you like the McDLT. Well, no, you like the McRib. You want them to bring the McRib back. And you're not friends with Grimace or Ronald, but you like the McRib. You know it's no meat in that, but you want to buy that stock. And you're like, look, okay, dollar cost average, guys, from the standpoint of you can't time the market like for an investment, so to speak. But seasonality exists. Cycles exist. They do exist. So the idea of dollar cost averaging is to you're going to invest through those cycles if you're trying to build up your program now COVID, and like Chris Patton Walker just mentioned, 2020 is a different year due to COVID. A lot of things happened where things sold off. They were on a great run and a discount here, give or take. Or one of the things I like to say is that shoot, COVID was the catalyst that thumped the chart. The
Mhm.
chart needed something to make it happen, and it was
That's
already
when I
set
kind of
up.
shook my head. I was like,
It,
it
something was
was
going to happen.
that was the thing that
We
did
didn't know it was a black swan event, a life-changing pandemic, but something was setting up for a pullback. I, I knew I was out of my 401k and into bonds and cash is months ago, and I don't know how. I was seeing signs, but being with Mo more and the more I've studied, more, I bought into that. But if you want to invest, you don't you don't have to go and wait 2 years before you put the money in and get and really just understand the market 1,000%. Understand that there's risk inherent in everything you do. You set like, look, hey, I'm going to put $500 in McDonald's. It pays a dividend. You do your research. Then you say, okay, I'm willing, if McDonald's takes 20% of my investment to where I lose 20%, hey, I'm pulling the chute and putting it in, in something else or putting it in cash because you can never guarantee that you will make money. There's never 100% guarantee. We work in probabilities. We want the probabilities to be in our favor, swing towards our favor, and we're comfortable with that. And then we set the proper risk management, risk reward, where we can say, hey, okay, perfect example, Mo. And you know how I just told my wife today, I was like, man, I got out of Dollar General the other day again. And guess where it is today? Mo, I got out a day early. That thing popped so clean. It went past my profit target. It went past,
Mm.
look at that. But you know, the day I got out is on the red doji.
Mm.
Or I got out, I got out on that red day because it hit my stop.
Mm.
But I was cool with that. I'm an that's who I am. I know my trader psychology. I'm an impatient dude. So I had to set protective stops in everything I do. But I also need to, you see it out, see things through. And that comes into the options. I see a lot of things through, but I have not trusted myself with Dollar General when I trade it. But when I do an investment long term, guys, we have to establish uh, you, not a trading plan, but an investment strategy. Are you short term? Are you looking? Are you going Facebook short term where everybody says hop in Genius? Are you going PRPO? Are you're going to do that? You're going to follow some alerts on Facebook, or are you going to go and investigate and go long term and say I'm in this for at least 2 years, 5 years, or is it in my child's uh, uniform gift to minors account or my custodial account where they're not going to touch it until they're 20, that kind of thing. So if we establish that beforehand, it will help remove the emotions out of it. Now with trading, when you click that buy or place that order, you're not going to remove the emotions because it's going to be that first shakedown.
Mm.
That's what we focus on when we do our work, our options workshop and the beginners workshop. We prepare everybody to step in and see what it feels like when you trade. You need, sometimes you want to have somebody holding your hand.
Mm.
But Robinhood has made it easy for us to jump in. I like Robinhood, but I don't like it for trading. Real quick, I put my email in there and the group, and I'm putting the Stock Scouts. Go to join our group on Facebook, the Stock Scouts. We'll post this video, tonight's call, and we'll make the copy and it'll be available. But we'll update it, and we have calls. We have Mo has a mastermind session, a group on Sundays. I have one on Sundays as well. We're separate groups, but throughout the week, I open the trading room up. Mo will do charts. The idea is just the more you kind of exercise this investing and trading muscle, the stronger we'll become. As and then you have those like minds going together. That's like iron sharpening iron. I always say Proverbs 27:17. It's some exponential sparks that will come from that. Not riches, immediate riches, but the seeds. It could be, we're planting the seeds to where our grandchildren kind of start reaping that harvest. That's how I feel. I didn't mean to dig into it, Moa, because you got me hyped, man. You got me
Nah,
hyped.
it's all good. I did want to say though, because you made a good point for long-term investors and not waiting or not having to wait to get into the market. Like a thought that came to me was just kind of understanding um how funds work, I guess. A, a lot of funds um have mandates where um they have to be like, 90% or 100% invested, fully invested at all
They
times.
have to be in that
They
market.
have to be in the market. So like they have to put that money to work. So from my perspective and for, people, that I guess you were addressing with that comment is that, you can take that knowledge and know that money is going somewhere. Like if it's coming out of here, it's going some. Like as you can see, the market was going down the last couple of weeks, but Dollar General has been doing pretty good. Like
Look at Zoom today on that
has,
sell-off at the end of the market. Zoom
ha, the money has to go. Wow, that's nice on the daily. The money has to go somewhere.
on that
So,
daily for Zoom.
oh, that's nice too. Um, the money has to go somewhere. So, this also goes into seasonality. I put a seasonality section in the report, like, well, for the DCG report, um, because you know there are um, they have to put that money somewhere. So when money comes out of something, it goes into something else. So certain sectors or certain industries um, do well or do better when the main tech industries don't. And so if you can kind of, keep, your eye on um, some of those companies or some of those areas, um, because like
That's
I said, it has to go somewhere. So that's what they're doing, especially if they're expecting this seasonality. You'll see I'll see. Well, you get used to it. You'll see the fund flow into different areas at
that's his
different times
specialty,
of the year.
guys.
So you can see it.
Hey
You
Mo,
don't have to wait.
okay, you mentioned the certain sectors that where the fund flows, and you can see how you talk about where you can see where the money exits tech and goes to where. I want to ask the audience. I wrote this down. Which sectors or stocks do you believe will lead the recovery when the true recovery happens after the real flush? Because I think we still have another hiccup to go. Like you said, and I think it has to do with housing, uh, mortgages. They're putting a lot of stuff on the back end. So where do you think it's going to go? Which sectors, which stocks? I still think I, I I think the airlines, man, are going to get a boost. I don't know which one, but what do you think? If you guys put it in the chat, but to answer Sonia's question, Tesla's battery day on the 22nd. I'm in Tesla right
Yep.
now. And that was one of my goals to find a good option on a sell off. Uh, let's see, I got in today. I got in yesterday and had a nice
Coming off the
made a
seven.
nice one. I was hoping I stayed in, but I got stopped out in profit. But
Mm.
I got in at 445.60 today, and it closed at like what 442,
Boom. You see that?
but it's up in the after hours like 447 maybe. No, four.
I was gonna say, you see that gray pan? Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah,
Got
that
feeling.
I tried to jump it, and I wore it out. But I said with Tesla, I had to make my stop wider, guys. And write this down, guys. When you study, if you want to start trading, you write down. I use ATR, the average true range. If you know how far or how wide a stock moves within a one session, you can expect either a volatile move or either just a slow mover, like KGC, Kinross Gold. That was in our mining report. Um, that moves 71 cents a day. Tesla moves $36. Some days it can move $40, 38. But today, Selena had been talking about Kinross for the last several days. She couldn't get filled for some reason on Webull, but we found an option today on Kinross today, uh, a November 20th. Mo, I'm gonna give this to the audience. Not a buy, sell, or hold, but I'm kind of using it as a hedge. I got it for $30. It was a 30-cent option. It was a $13 call, November 20th expiration, for 30 cents, man. The delta was it's trading at $10 right now. So I got what November 86 days, give or take. Um, Resistance is like it around that 13 handle, but the delta is not where I want it, but it's good enough. But it was 10,000 over 10,000 open interest and 63 days to expiration, and the volume was fairly high for a small stock like that. But I liked the chart. It's coming up to a level where it's going to hit resistance on a double top on that monthly. Shout out to King Steph, he spotted that as well. early. And when you hit resistance, a lot of times on a breakout, you fail, and then or you break out and retest. That's what I'm looking for, and maybe we can continue with a trend. So it was it was a risk, and my stop loss is my position, $30. I'll let that ride until November. So KGC, Kinross Gold.
Yeah, I just put up on the gold ETF. A lot of the gold miners are looking like they're setting up the blow. Um, Here's the daily on gold. This is excellent consolidation, just a beautiful coil up. So um, this one
It's
gonna go
churning, man.
away, ready to blast. I think silver looks the same way. Um, yeah,
Mo, let's. I gotta say it, man. Hey guys, look, we we do these every Friday, and do it. We don't do it to try to, hey, we have a class, we have a course, this and that, but we do have one. We have two coming up, and the more I keep running into individuals who will keep they want to get into options, and they'll put an option out there, and you're going to lose that money on certain times if you don't have a plan. It's beginner's luck, and beginner's luck is a great phenomenon. You can make money doing that, but the idea is to have a consistent return, and you need a plan. So I want you guys to just consider taking our workshop, our 3-day workshop. It's on September 23rd through the 25th, and it's a 3-day workshop, hour each night, a little bit more, but the focus is a small group, and we walk you through the process of learning the charts, learning how to research a stock, make your list out, but then and we don't pick the options the first day. Picking the options are icing on the cake. The idea is to understand how to pick the stock and assess the direction. And then how easy is it to pick the option, Mo? How quickly can you get the chain, look at that options chain? Your eyes go
I
right to it.
know, I know. Uh, Man, 15 seconds. If it's an option, I'm gonna get, need to get, or if they don't have any at all, or if
Or
I
say
need
it's
to
not
get in.
worth it.
Yep.
But other than that, what's the primary thing where you always say, what do you have for breakfast? What's your line,
Char-
dog?
Charts for breakfast.
Charts for breakfast, dog.
Charts for
And
breakfast.
I promise you guys, you gotta spend your time studying. If you're gonna try to trade, because if you take the prompts from Facebook or whatever group, because a lot of people are putting messages out there, and they're giving recommendations, and that is a risky proposition. Uh, when people give recommendations without giving the exact parameters, like, hey, if this doesn't hit this level, you get out. We don't get in until it hits this level after a certain time throughout the day, so we can let the rest of the market kind of find its direction. But guys, if you're interested in options, or if you're interested in a beginner's course, just email me. I put it in there. I'll send you the information. Um, we have some signups already, and we open it up to 15, but we record the sessions, all three, and you keep the recordings. And the idea is for you to revisit it a month later, 2 months later, and it's just, and with Kim, it just depends on the type of mover. I like to try to stay close to the current price, but with that, with Tesla, I went out of the money. I can, I don't want to put my entire, okay, I went out of the money on Tesla because I have a nice strategy that works with them, a rhythm, and I can find the right uh, delta and get a right fit for Tesla. It's just the only issue with Tesla is if it pulls back, I need to have you have to be comfortable with showing red in your account. You might be down $300, $400, and if you're not comfortable with that to make your profit, it's not something to do. But it just depends. It's not that hard, Kim. I can break it down to you a little bit more in the room, but That's just my thoughts on that, guys. Don't spend any money on options right now unless you study up, and don't just follow that person, that blind, not blind, follow that person, blindly follow someone that puts that post on Facebook. Hey, listen, we're all getting ingenious. We're all getting in mRNA, mRNS.
That's your stock, ain't it, bro?
All that, because I kept seeing people put that in there, man, and it was like, and they just knew it was going to like
And
29,
all I can
19,
do is struggle.
$9. And you could see the chart, and you could see where it was going to tell you that, okay, that thing ain't going, it's not going up there.
It didn't do this what silver did right here over the weekend. It didn't consolidate at all, or try to find any balance at all. Just
That's my hedge, man. I'm holding silver, you
silver and
know,
gold look good, man.
I'm holding silver and gold right now. And, so
And
I'm,
Larry has said something about it in the chat. I do believe, I also think that it's interesting that the miners are going up right before the election. That's I think the election is going to be a um, and market moving. Well, it usually is, but I think that this one definitely is going to be a market moving event because of how market participants view the separate parties. So um,
volatility is coming in,
that
and it's
I believe it, and it's going. But
the
then
VIX.
that's another seasonality. Like election years is usually volatile up until election, and then depending
So
on
when you read
party.
that 5,000-page book, Security Analysis, is that when you start picking up
Man,
on that one?
listen. That one and about 10 others.
This sucker, man.
But
I was like,
nah, man,
I
it's
read a lot. And then Mo was like, yeah, man, I've been reading since the sun came up, and I'm about to.
don't you ain't gotta put me out
Hey, it's whatever. It's whatever, man.
there.
It's whatever.
I mean, I just soak it, and now I see it. So it's I see what everybody's saying, and I see why, and I'm just.
Well, Kadeen, thank you, man. Kadeen's been listening to us the last few days. And guys, I'm telling you, man, don't, you don't have okay, you don't have to take a course to do long-term investing. There's a lot of it's just resources out there, resources upon resources. Just listen to like some of the old videos that we have in there, my YouTube link, Mo's link, any book. You're gonna just understand the mechanics of buying a stock, buying shares of stock, holding them, understand dividends, dividend reinvestment, dollar cost averaging, all just the basic fundamentals. You don't have to pay for a course. Now, if you want to try to understand like where you don't just go buy and hold, and you track to where when seasonality comes into play and you make a nice gain and you want to take profit off the top, and the velocity of money, opportunity cost is your famous line, Mo. You move your money into another sector, you take a course, you pay for, I prefer ours, but it doesn't have to be anything big. But for options, if you're trying to trade options without a plan or without support, and try to just listen to a lot of the videos that we put out on YouTube or anything on YouTube, it's going to be fragmented information, uh, and you need to have it tailored to your style. Um, we do the traders quiz before each workshop begins, and it kind of lets you know how you are as an individual as it pertains to money and trading, and that's what you want to understand. All right, I'm an impulsive. I'm the impulsive trader. Mo, what was yours?
I don't remember the
The
exact.
I think you were the researcher or something, man, that fits your
It wasn't Warren Buffett though. I thought that's who I would get, but it wasn't Warren Buffett. Uh,
paper sack
it's
Brown Buffett.
somebody else that I honestly I don't think I've heard.
Well,
I have to pull it up. I don't remember.
guys,
But it was on point though. I mean, what I'm working on the things that it said that I needed to work on for my tendencies. I can say that much.
well, I mean that's something, and that it goes outside of investing on that side of our
Mhm.
tendencies to um, what we're doing. Oh, Apple, we spot head and shoulders on that, and there's we were looking at the that gap fill, because
It's
that one,
pretty
and then
much
there's
got this one, but
that
this one is the
that
one
catastrophic gap fill right there.
sub
And
100.
can you pull up the options chain when you get a chance? Because King Steph spotted one, and we
You
were looking at
understand? I have
some.
to open up another one now.
Oh, okay, okay. I like got the dollar bills in the background, man. It go fake dope, man. Oh, never mind. See, yeah, man, let me get brother pull out and all the money rolls back up. It's like, well, you just fold your money. You don't have to roll it. Just fold the money. Okay. Anyway, um, Steph found an option. It's leap options or what is it? Long-term equity appreciation. Um, anyway, there are long-term options, guys, and you don't have to. If you don't understand options, they expire every third Friday of each month. The monthly options, but they have weeklies as well. But they also have something that's a long-term um, opportunity where you can remain in the market. You can put your money in there in a trade and a long-term equity anticipation security. So leaps, and I'm gonna put the link to that definition in there. But look at this Apple, the January 2022 $100 leap. If you get that pulled up, if not, I can pull it up on the Thinkorswim. And here's a definition to leaps, guys. And go to Investopedia. You can do deep dives and just study and study and study. You might find out you don't need another course or anything. You just get
Yeah, they got a lot of stuff there.
you just get focused. You just have to dive in. Hey, Kadeen, email me, man, so I can stay in touch because I don't know if you're in the stock scouts. I don't know if I found your name or also click on the stock scouts link and
What was the ticker?
Apple. Yeah, they make the iPhone,
Said
brother.
leaps.
Yeah, the
What?
leaps, the January 2022 $100 leap. Oh, it's okay. Okay, Kadeen, cool.
All right, hold up.
And guys, go ahead and sign up for it, man. I guarantee you, you're gonna walk away. You're gonna have extreme confidence in yourself to where you can move forward. But the next thing is, you'll have a space in the trading room to come in the morning, and once the course is over, you know, I'm there to let's get in that first trade if you're ready, and we'll find the stock that fits you, and we move it in there. Hey, who is Supas? Who is that? Who is that on the iPhone? Great class. Thank you very much. Not sure. What's up, Kenny Lattimore, man? We had Kenny Lattimore in there. He sang a little bit, brother.
You true.
Thank you, Kenny. Appreciate that, man. And yeah, you were great in class, man. And I'm glad it came off
I'm
for you.
coming right along too.
Okay, the 2022, the 100 strike. It's like $2,100.
That's right here, 22 today.
$2,200. Okay. Um,
That's good.
but
That's good.
you got 2 years and you're already in the money. Basically, it's instant equity. Now, if Apple pulls back, like I'm not saying to get into that right now. Oh wow, James hopped into a 2023 Leap XLK, and he got ARC. Are you winning with those, brother? See, guys, when we look out a little bit further, we plan out our location, plan out our exit prior to our entry, our the exit that we expect, because things can change. We always have There's a level of randomness in the market. That's why you know we set our stops. So, you got any? You want to address any questions, Mo, or anything?
I was just looking in the chat. I don't see any questions in the chat. I mean,
Okay.
I don't have.
Um,
If anybody has anything, I'll be
I
happy
want
to.
to go real quick and just show that the chart on Tesla, but real quick, and let me know when. Can I jump on that real quick,
You
Mo?
got it. You got the
Okay.
script.
And if you guys have questions or we can do that before we wrap tonight. I'm gonna put it on the daily. Let me set this up.
Mm.
Thinkorswim, and we'll go with the daily chart. And I've been watching Tesla for a minute. I was just waiting for an entry. There are times when I'll get emotional and I'll hop in, but uh, I look for patterns. And let me take that off the simple moving average. And that's my 21. I'll just leave that there. Okay, guys, I had a downtrend, my trend line there, had a recovery trend, and I drew a wedge pattern. And I was waiting for Tesla to either break out or break down. All I needed was to go long was for it to make a new high off of the previous day. So once it broke above 382.50, I was able to get in and grabbed a reasonably priced option. Thing about Tesla, you almost have to get Tesla as it's headed down if you're undercapitalized, which is the riskiest of propositions. So the if you're going to trade a high flyer, you need to be capitalized. It made that move. It found resistance. It ran into a level of like basically where a double top, which is right there previously, which I look at it like that uh, structure. But the reversal is what I watched. And it came back down to a level of support on a trend line. I mean, a moving average and also previous areas of support. And I was looking for really, I went down to the 4 hour to find my entry. And guys, Tesla, I think, and Sonia asked about it for Battery Day. It wasn't my reasoning for getting into Tesla, but it added to, I guess, my thesis to hold through the weekend. Um, I just, you know, I think Tesla, if we trade it right, if you utilize it properly, it's risky, but it could be a retirement account for some. Whether it's a long term play, and that's just my opinion on this. Now, it actually could have been it's been a retirement account for several. And I don't short things before. I don't short high flyers like this because it's a graveyard for shorts. Uh, I just feel that I'm watching Tesla next week. Um, Ken Ross Gold, of course, and we mentioned ARK. We've been talking about ARK in the trading room every morning with Robin. I think James just mentioned that. Larry, um, research the CEO for ARK, Cathie Wood, Cathie Wood, dynamic woman. Uh, but this company is, you can look what their holdings are, and their biggest holding is Tesla. So if you can't afford to participate in Tesla outright on a pure play, you can look for ETFs that have that holding, that carry that particular company. And I think that's over 10% of their holding. So that's like the highest in the industry. Um, the last one you know, I'm concerned about Apple over the short term, which it's going to be attractive if it continues to pull back. It's very attractive, man. I mean, when you get down in here, you have buyers, you have a lot of buyers all through these areas right here. So if Apple falls into that area of like that 102, it's a demand zone. I mean, not to say it's going to go back up, but it might go into a trading range and break out, or it could fall a little bit more. But I'm very bullish on Apple, even though this guys we show you patterns like this in our class. Um, Head and shoulders. I could say this is a head, left shoulder, right shoulder, draw it like that, or I could go head, left shoulder, right shoulder. However I draw it, it was a head and shoulders, and it's a bearish pattern. And Apple, I didn't short it. I could have, but it broke like it was, and we have a lot of volume. We pay attention to volume. Next thing you do is I move to the options chain, which is a piece of cake to navigate. Um, you you just want to be able to do that. And the first thing we see young traders or new investors or new traders do, they'll get the closest one right here, 7 days to expiration. They'll go down the options chain. They'll go past the ones that we would look at and they'll start saying like, oh, okay, $27, boom, 40,000 people in it. Or this one's only 15, $123 isn't that far away. You start seeing the cheaper options, high open interest, but you realize 7 days to expiration, anything can happen. So we talk about expiration dates, picking the right option, which I promise you it's easy. I look at the put call ratio to see, if it's bearish or bullish. So it's a lot of there's some things that you can do, but you just don't want to just immediately buy that cheap option, guys. That that's the quickest way to lose money.
Yep.
And don't immediately do this, and you're gonna see it on just because they found out that they're gonna do genius, man. So many people, and I made the joke the other night. I said, you can see where there's levels of excitement, and you can tell the different levels of emotions that are involved when price kind of starts acting in a certain way, and you can tell when people found out about it. Right here, nobody really knew about it. Started little rumors, and all of a sudden, chat rooms started getting it. A couple of Facebook groups. Right up here, it got to like a church on the Macedonia Baptist Church got it, and then they went to a revival, a virtual revival, and Deacon Jones mentioned it on Zoom and said, "Genius is going to the moon," and Usher Boy and the Deaconesses talked about it, and then Pastor said, "We buying Genius," and that sucker just lost all steam. And when you see it, the RSI is something that I pay attention to, the relative strength index, and this is called a parabolic move. And I always say it's unsustainable. Unsustainable. So those are little things we look at on charts, guys, and you can you can spot it. It's not a guarantee that it's not a guarantee that it's not going to keep going up, but you pretty much know I'm not going long. I'm going short, and I'll take my chances. The probability is that the Genius was going to fail at that point in time and come back to from whence it came, because that tide flows. Anyway, Kadeen, I like Mo uses Tastyworks. I use TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim. I love Thinkorswim. I'm comfortable with it because I like their charts and I like their mobile application. But the creators of Thinkorswim's platform are the guys at Tastyworks, Tasty Trade. So that's it, guys. That's it on my end. What about you, brother?
I'm good, man. Just take some time, learn about, cycles and seasonalities. I kind of gave you a little uh, research project that you can use with, any ETF, any stock, and kind of to attempt to see if there are any seasonalities within that stock or that sector, ETF, and just, be cautious the next few weeks, next 3 or 4 weeks. Just it's still slow in and fast out.
Word. Yeah. Shout out. I think that's Monty, man. That's Monty. That's 3 Pen
Free Pen
Monty.
Money. What's
Three
up,
Pen
brother?
Monty. That's the baller.
Yeah.
Y'all, Forex
Look,
King, the Forex
look,
King,
I'm
literally.
trying to catch up to him, man. You talking about
Forex
me,
King, man. He talk about someone that'll break down a chart
man.
and give you, shout out to Larry, Larry Williams. Forex is his bread and butter and charting. So Marsha, thank you. Sonia Galliard, start.
Man, my girl Sonia,
She
man,
is
shout out to Sonia, man. You've been A1 from day one, man. That's what's up, man. How you doing? Hope you have a
oh,
good weekend. And
thank
I'm
you,
looking
Cleo.
forward to Battery Day too. Not many people know about Energy Web, but we do.
Keeping my eyes on Nicola Man and Trevor Milton to see there. He has gone MIA from Twitter, so we'll see how Nicola turns out. I'm bearish on that thing. I might get back in and get me a nice little out of the money, low risk, and hold it. But guys, again, I put the email in there. Email me if you're gonna spend money. Don't just get an option. Say, I always hear people say, "Oh, I was thinking about getting me a call on that." That's
If you're gonna spend money, man, make sure people are showing you a process, not just screenshots of them making $10,000, $15,000 on a trade or two. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that it's a process and that you can access them.
well a process that's tailored to you, your style. That because
I
if
wasn't gonna go there, but you
well, I
know.
mean, dude, because if I just now I can right now I have my own, I have my style, I have my journey, my one-on-one with my mentor years ago. But now I can watch videos and I can pick and choose from, whether I'm looking at Al Brooks or someone else that I'm really trying to dig in and get to cultivate a couple of other things. But when you're first starting out, if you can't ask questions and really get you know, a feel for how it's going to be once you get out in there, it's not worth it. Well, and the pricing that I've seen, $1,500, $900, 2,500, $800, 600. If it's that, you need to get something for it, and you need to have continuing education, or continued education is key. And so the Stock Scouts group is a good place to just hang out and get information. But if you take our class, it's going to be the follow up is legit. So, but hey, James,
Miss
email me, man.
Cleo just said you won't be disappointed. Thank you, Miss
Thank you, Cleo,
Cleo.
and she's a that went yeah, she had it at private at first. Okay, yeah, got it out there. Yeah, man. We I, I enjoy doing this, man. I didn't think I was gonna want to instruct, or Mo said, hey man, let's start a group. Nah, I don't know, man. I don't know, but it worked out. It's great. Thank y'all for coming in. Uh, we do the stock scouting report every month, like average about 25 pages of information and recommendation on certain sectors and industries. This month was cybersecurity. Last month was miners and metals. Month before that was gaming, and month before that in June was biotech. So, all right, guys, that's a wrap. Uh, Thank y'all for coming. Email me and let me know who all came. If I don't know Mel. I know Starton. No, let's see. I think
Marsha,
is that
thank you.
Kiana KD. I think
Mm,
that's Kiana.
yeah.
Kadeen said I've emailed him. I'm trying to remember the name if in the email, but and I think that's Ka Dare. I'm not sure. James M. I'm not sure the your last name, brother. You don't have to say the government out loud. And we have a couple of Galaxies and iPhones. Crystal Flames is in here.
What's up?
The shit, positive vibes, big positive vibes.
Mm,
I'm not.
always.
I don't know Dave, man. Uh, Not
Okay.
sure,
Um,
but
I
nice to meet you, Dave.
yeah, yeah.
And
I know Davis. I appreciate you coming, bro.
okay,
Hope it was good for you.
Crystal Slater Hawkins, what's up, Crystal? Cleo, of course. CP Dub, Chris Patton Walker, unmute me. Casey Carty, she just reached out to us, man. Casey, thank you. Come on with us. We'll take
Yep,
care of you.
you know it.
We'll take care of you. But
And my Miss Marsha, thank you for coming on. I missed you this week.
oh yeah, hey
You
Marsha.
good. So
All
appreciate
right,
you.
y'all. Oh, that's Alicia. What's up, Alicia? And yeah, Alicia, you can come on back in. This one, we won't have to refund you your money because last month we didn't hold the options course. Come on back and then you know
We got you.
everything's good.
Yep.
All right, guys. Let me unmute everybody. What am I doing? Let's get out of here, man,
Man. Thank
and let
y'all.
everybody
Appreciate you coming.
allow. Boom. Did my wife leave? I know they had to cook. Hey, baby, love you. Thank you,
Awesome.
Lawana Ellaby.
Awesome.
And Monty, the dude right there. So y'all, I'm gonna stop the recording now, and I'll post this in the